Hello and welcome to Manchester, where today I'm here at the Trafford Centre, and in particular Barton Square, which is a certain area of the Trafford Centre what opened back in 2008, 10 years after it initially first opened in 1998. Now of course Trafford Centre has expanded with various different projects over the years, and of course when this area was built in 2008 it was built without a roof on, and that is set to change because they announced in 2017 that they are going to be expanding Barton Square with an upper level. They're going to be putting a glass domed roof over it, and of course bringing lots of new retail outlets here to Barton Square as well. In this video I'll be talking a little bit about the history of Barton Square and this part of the Trafford Centre in general, and then of course I'll be showing you a lot of the construction about what's taking place so far. Work started a few months ago in there. It's already looking very different to how it did when it opened in 2008. So firstly let's talk a little bit about Barton Square, how it first came about, before moving on to having a look at the construction at the moment.
The Trafford Centre opened 20 years ago in September 1998. It was built on a site approximately 5 miles west of Manchester city centre. The site was previously owned by the Manchester Ship Canal Company until 1986. Then the company was acquired by John Whittaker of Peel Holdings. He was the man responsible for the opening of the Trafford Centre. The site continued to be owned by the Peel Group until 2011, when the Trafford Centre was sold to Into Properties following a £1.65 billion sale. There's been many changes at the Trafford Centre since it first opened in 1998, one of which happened in May 2005, when the 4-storey John Lewis store opened, replacing Festival Village. The first major expansion of the Trafford Centre came in March 2007 with the addition of the Great Hall. Construction took around 18 months at a cost of £26 million. The Great Hall is also the home of the largest chandelier in the world. The chandelier has 3 levels of plank walkways inside, is around 11 metres wide and 15 metres tall. It also weighs around 5 tonnes. March 2008 saw the opening of Barton Square, a 19,000 square metre outdoor shopping area at a total cost of £70 million. Its architecture is based on an Italian square, and it's linked to the main Trafford Centre by a glazed bridge. In 2011, planning permission was approved to add an additional level of retail to Barton Square, as well as a glazed roof similar to the one that covers the main shopping centre. The £75 million renovation is now underway, so let's have a look at how construction is progressing as of November 2018. Let's start off by talking about Barton Square throughout the construction itself. Of course, the area will remain open, however the shops and attractions within Barton Square are operating on reduced hours. There's still plenty of access around the site, with large paths, and the free car park next door is still open. As we can see here, work has already started on the upper level, and as you'll see throughout this video, it's quite easy to see where different units are going to go. The Sea Life Centre and Legoland Discovery Centre again are running reduced hours, but are still both open and very accessible. And of course, if you are visiting those attractions over the coming months, you get a really good view of the construction taking place. Here's a bit of an overview of Barton Square. It's already quite unrecognisable, especially in the centre where the columns have been removed, and you'll see them in just a moment. This just shows there a little bit of wiring taking place ready for the first floor. And there an overview of where the columns used to be. In the middle section there, the fountain, which is still in place, as you can see there, just popping out from behind the fence. And it looks like from the concept art the fountain will be staying in place there. That's a little look again from the centre, looking out towards one of the archways. Here again we can see the centre where the fountain is, and just looking out towards the left where Legoland Discovery Centre currently is. You can see at the top there as well where some of the area is going to be on the first floor. To me, from looking at the design, it certainly looks like when this was built in 2008 there was certainly long-term plans to open a second floor, maybe even to put a roof on it as well, because it does look like the space was already there for a first floor. There's a look at one of the footers there for one of the columns. It does look like to me from the concept art they're going to be put back in, but obviously it's going to be a lot more structurally sound. And there's a little look at where the roof structure is going to go with this massive glass dome. Of course, the whole upper section has got to be more structurally sound for people to be walking on there. Like I say, I'm not too sure about how it was built back in 2008, but as I mentioned, it certainly looks like all the orange bricks what are up there can just be taken out, revealing retail space like we can see just there. And one of the new stores coming will be a flagship store of Primark. I know there's a lot of people that are quite happy about that because there isn't a Primark within Trafford Centre. I think there's a little one of the Primark stores as part of Selfridges as they go, but there's not a full Primark, so I'm sure that'll be great. There's a look there at the fountain, which is still in place and looks like that is going to be remaining from the concept art. And here we can see just a bit more of an overview from a bit further back, looking towards the Sea Life and the Legoland Discovery Centre. Here we can see what I was talking about just in terms of it looks like this has been planned from the start because it was already multi-level, but all that there had the orange bricks on. So it looks like to me they've just knocked them through, ready for retail units to go into place. This is a little look at the section now closest to the glass walkway over to the Trafford Centre, and it's quite nice here because they've even put a little viewing window in where you can look straight into the construction site, and you'll see that shot coming up in just a second. There we go, you can see there looking straight down the middle, and of course all that's going to be covered over. There'll be landscaping, planting, benches, and I'm sure it'll look really nice. And there's a little look at what I can presume, that's the end of the glass walkway. I assume that's going to walk straight through there onto the first level of Barton Square when it's complete. And finally, just having a little look there at some of the concept art. Again, you can see there how it's got a first floor, the glass dome structure, and just some more concept art here on all the barriers around Barton Square. It's certainly worth nipping down there, especially if you're local, to have a look during the construction phase. It's all very exciting.
It really is an exciting time for the Trafford Centre, of course with the development of Barton Square, but also with the expansion of the Metro link to connect the centre of Manchester here to the Trafford Centre with 6 brand new stations. Now I hope this video has been very interesting to you, talking about the development of Barton Square, and of course stay tuned here on Adventure Sean for many more updates throughout the construction phase. I love the Trafford Centre. I first visited when I was a kid with my parents, and I've loved it ever since, and it's great to see it evolve and develop. And of course I look forward to covering that with the new domed roof structure, all the new retail developments coming here. It certainly is very exciting times, and of course I look forward to seeing the Metro link when all that's put in as well. Here's a little look at the map of how it's going to end right here. As you can see, Barton Square, I'm standing just here now next to the bridge, all the Trafford Centre just here, and you can see all them new stations, 6 new stations. Of course you've got ITV Studios, Imperial War Museum, Wharfside, and then it connects us down here at the current line. But certainly very exciting. Stay tuned here on Adventure Sean for all the latest updates on Barton Square, and that leaves me with one more thing to say: get out there and have your own adventures. See you soon.